show that we're engaged, we're ready to go. So let's give them a big round of applause before they start, all right? Okay. All right, well with that, I'm going to turn it over to Team 3, and they will start us out.
Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Noelia and I'm joined by Caesar, Thomas, Elizabeth, and Iraja. And today we will discuss how success starts with conversation and the essential role that communication skills play. So when you think of a long-standing structure, you automatically think a stable foundation. So through communication skills, together we're going to build what we found are the 3 building blocks of you reaching your definition of success. So success is a tricky word, right? Because what does that even mean? Is it teaching your puppy a new trick? Is it seeing your baby take its first few steps? Or is it finally reaching that promotion that you've been dreaming of at your dream job? To me, success means being the first to graduate in my family, and it also has a spiritual component, which is doing everything I can to be right with God and loving Him with all my heart. So now I want you to take a moment and think about what success means to each and every one of you. All right. So why does goodwill matter? Well, let me give you an example. In high school, I went to a non-distributed school. I applied and got in, but I was very introverted and building relationships was not my strong suit, so I gravitated to which was singing. I joined choir there where I met a girl named Madhu, and she kindly introduced me to her social circle of friends, where there was this one girl who, funny enough, her name was Karen, was kind of a bit of a Karen to me when we first met. She wasn't very fond of me, and what did I do? I tried to sit next to her. I would try to pay attention and give her eye contact whenever she was speaking. I even asked my friend Madhu and other people in our circle, what was she like and why she didn't like me. Now, this all seems good. But what was I not doing? I wasn't actually talking to Karen. And if you're trying to build goodwill with someone, then you should probably try talking to that person. And this is where I found the magic relationship ratio, which, did you know that for every negative interaction or feeling that you have with someone, you need 5 positive feelings or interactions to counterbalance with that? And I was just racking them up with Karen, so our relationship was not good at the start. So now I want you to think of someone who maybe you don't like, or maybe doesn't like you, and try to visualize that person in your mind. Now I'm going to give you 3 techniques that you can use to try to mend that relationship. So, interpersonal communication. Is it bad vibes, or is it just me? I know every person in this room has met someone who looks a little sketch, and you're like, I don't know this person, I've never spoken a word to them, but I just know I don't like them, they give me bad vibes. So I want you to actually reflect and have some interpersonal communication and ask yourself, does this person look like someone, resemble someone, act like someone who put me in an uncomfortable scenario in the past, and am I just projecting those negative feelings onto that person? Which leads me to number 2, asking questions. So appreciative inquiry is an approach usually taken in organizational and social environments where you ask positive questions to people in order to foster and uncover existing strengths. This will encourage compatibility between people, and no matter what kind of relationship you have, building trust and building goodwill with each other. And then the last thing is give. And this is just super simple. I like to summarize it as give gifts, give thanks, and give praise. So now you may be asking, how did the story end with Karen? Well, I ended up taking her out for brunch, which I paid for. I started asking questions, giving her praise, giving her thanks, taking the constructive criticism, and finding that we actually had more things in common. So now we're the bestest of friends, which is my fellow sister in Christ, and she actually just got engaged earlier this month, and yes, I am invited to that wedding. So what can you do? I encourage each and every one of you to think about the person that you had in your mind and try using any of these techniques to try to mend that relationship and foster goodwill with them. Because building goodwill will help you achieve your definition of success. And now it's Caesar who's going to show you what goodwill is in business.
Hello guys, my name is Cesar Cisneros and I will be talking about goodwill in the professional world. Okay. Successfulness can come in many ways, through hard work, never giving up, studying and being smart, being wise and dedication. Success to me is having a job that I like, that pays well, that gives me financially stress-free, having a nice home, children, and a beautiful wife. What is an important key to being successful? 2 words, communication skills. Everyone can define success differently, but communication skills will get you there regardless. An important aspect to that is goodwill. Goodwill, a disposition of kindness and compassion, friendly, helpful, and cooperative feeling or attitude. So some examples would be like taking someone's shift, kindness to not only employees, but customers. It'll put a smile on their face, give them a positive mood, and it also helps you being on time to work. No one wants to work with someone who's being on time, picking up other slack, picking up extra work, and being honest. If you mess up at work, it's nice to be honest. If you mess up, let's say you're at a restaurant, if you mess up on someone's food, drop their food, it's nice to be honest. So I have 4 main topics I want to talk about with goodwill here. Goodwill enhances your reputation and brand value. So it makes you trustworthy, it makes you being taken seriously, and it builds your name, builds your character, builds your reputation. And no one, as an employee, nobody wants to work with someone who lies, is always late, and rude, and just doesn't give off the positive vibe for the workplace. Point number 2 is goodwill attracts and retains employees. So for that, you could do things big like get promoted, get a new job. It keeps the workplace in a great environment with no tension, and it keeps people from bumping heads, and stuff like that. Point number 3 creates client loyalty. So clients want to come to a restaurant or to a workplace where they feel welcome, where they're trusted, where they know that they have great customer service, and it builds a long life relationship. And number 4 is support businesses' growth and expansion. If you have goodwill, everybody works way better, everybody works together as a team, and it helps grow the company and expand in numbers and sales, and it creates motivation and helps everybody work better. So do goodwill. I used to work as a valet for Lexus of Gwinnett since April. Since the start of April, I used goodwill at my workplace. I was always on time, helping customers, helping employees, taking up shifts, being honest when I messed up, and being on time. From doing that, I was referred by my service manager to an employer at the Lexus of Atlanta. Because of that, I was referred to him, and now I have a job opportunity as a photographer for Lexus of Atlanta. Without goodwill, this job opportunity would have never came to the table. It would have been a goner, and all in the span of 6 months. So use your goodwill to build your success. And now I introduce my partner, Thomas.
Thanks, Caesar. Hey guys, my name's Thomas. I'm going to talk to you guys about why building out your network is an important communication skill in being successful. So, how do I define success? Growing up, I was very close to my dad. He's a very successful local entrepreneur and businessman, and he always described success to me. Success is when preparation meets opportunity. When you finally are ready, you've gone through school, you've learned the skills you need to learn. Once you've prepared everything you need to do, and the right chance comes along, that's when you succeed. When you get the internship for the perfect job, when you get the interview that you've been waiting for your whole life, that's when you can finally be successful. But also, you have to realize, not every interview can go perfect. Even if you have your perfect opportunity, you can still mess it up sometimes. And that happens, and failure is okay. That's why networking is important, because if you lose the one opportunity that you feel like is so important to you, you have another open door right down the road. you can have all these new opportunities. Even though you missed your one, don't be stuck on that. Learn from what you failed, and then go to your next opportunity. An example of this in my personal life is with my dad. He was nominated for the Fulton County Chamber of Business, their Small Businessman of the Year for 2 years, back in 2015 and 2016. Actually won the award in 2017, and through gaining that award and networking through that the Chamber of Commerce, he was able to meet more investors, secure more funding for his business, and now grow to where we are today, which is a restaurant with 5 different stores across 3 different states. So how can you network? The most common way that people use is LinkedIn nowadays. We had to do the assignment for our class where everyone made their profile. We connected with all of our local peers. And there's even on LinkedIn every day, there's 66.8 million users, and it is the most used online networking app. It's a great resource to use. You also just have classic face-to-face conversation. You know, the peers in your classroom, people that you meet sitting next to you, whether you're at a restaurant, on a bus. Talk with people if you hear them talk about something that is relevant to what you're doing. Or you have different events that you can go to as well. GGC hosts all kinds of different networking events. You also have different lunch and learns that you can go to, or even non-school related events that you see that you find interesting. These are all different and great opportunities to meet business professionals and people who can get you contacts and they're trying to find that dream internship or dream job that you're trying to get into. So on this graph up here, this is from the International Journal of Higher Education Research. It compares different career advancing activities across 4 different metrics. So they compare how each of these create employment, how they broaden your network, how they help you gain relevant work experience, and also help you learn new skills. Some interesting takeaways that I found from looking at this was internships in general are gonna be the most helpful thing that any new prospective employee can do, especially students, as they both increase your network, but you also gain a lot more relevant work experience. You also have different school activities, so even school clubs are a great thing to do. While they may not be necessarily the best for gaining work experience and having relevant skills for what you're doing, it's a great opportunity to increase your network and meet more individuals. So why is networking important for being successful? Like I said earlier, it opens up more opportunities. Even if you fail once, you have 5 more doors open that you can go and have a chance to succeed. You have plenty of opportunities to advance yourself in your own career. My ultimate goal for being successful is I want to be able to be a provider for my family. I want to be able to support the people that I love, and networking is how I plan on doing that. So I can, by advancing myself into my professional career and meeting more individuals and seeing how I can succeed, that is a great way to be successful. And the easiest way to do that for anybody is just go and talk to people. It's not that hard. I get nowadays, it's the anxiety around it. Going up and talking to a stranger is difficult. Just cold talking to somebody's hard. But once you build up that skill, it becomes easier and easier to do. So my goal for you guys, try to every day, one person, whether that's on LinkedIn, in person, try to network with an individual. And so I have Miss Elizabeth here talking about confidence and how it can make it easier for you to do that.
Thank you.
Of course.
Hi everybody, I'll be talking to you about confidence and communication skills. So, me being an introvert that I am, I really dislike talking in front of people. So, I get nervous sometimes answering questions in class, and I don't want to raise my hand, and sometimes people raise their hand and say the exact thing I was thinking, and I was like, oh gosh, I should have just said that. I knew the answer. So, as I get older, I'm starting to realize more and more how important those moments are, and that how that can impact my success, and that confident communication is key for my success. For me, one day, I want to end up in a job where I love that job and I look forward to going to it, and I also have time to balance that with friends and family. And in order to do that, I must be able to communicate confidently. The lesson is clear. No matter your definition of success and where you want to end up in the future, communication skills, and more importantly, confident communication skills, they aren't just useful, they're essential for unlocking these opportunities and making a lasting impression so you can end up where you want to in life. Okay, so let's dive into what confidence means. Confidence, the Latin origin is confidere, meaning to have full trust. Confidence is fundamentally having full trust in yourself and in your abilities. And that trust is not built overnight, but through experience, through internships, through job opportunities, and even just through conversations in class and group projects and presentations. And confidence transforms how we feel and how we're perceived. For example, A survey of workers revealed that 99% of workers believe confidence is crucial for securing a job, and 97% say it's vital during interviews because confidence affects our body language, our vocal tone, and how we respond to others. When we maintain eye contact, have an upright posture, we project trustworthiness and competence. A confident tone, steady, clear, and firm, makes people more receptive to our ideas. Even the way we listen changes. Confidence lets us stay present, respond thoughtfully, and show openness rather than nervousness and hesitance. In short, confidence fundamentally enhances how we communicate and connect with others. Now, picture yourself in a real life scenario. You're in a team meeting at your future job, and they're talking about a topic and you have a great idea. Now, confidence allows you to share this idea and open up, and even if you're unsure of how it will be received. Now, why does this matter? Because this is key to your success, is being able to confidently communicate your ideas in your future job and team meetings. Even if you don't have all the answer, people who radiate confidence are seen as more competent. But remember, confidence doesn't just replace skill, it complements it. Now enter the Dunning-Kruger effect. Now, I'd like you to meet Dave here. Dave here, this is his new job. And he thought he was the top marketer at work, only to be shocked when he receives his performance review and it ranks him at the bottom. This effect highlights why confidence and competence are very important, and we need to have a balance of the two. If we aren't truly skilled, mere confidence won't make up for it. So don't be like Dave. To avoid being Dave, it's essential to stay open to feedback and actively seek ways to grow and improve. In communication skills, this means understanding where we can improve and keep growing our skills through experience. Now, the impact of confidence at work extends far beyond self-assurance. Confident employees boost morale and contribute to a positive work environment. A survey shows that 98% of employees perform better when they feel confident, and 90% say that confidence helps employees identify a job's fit for themselves. It helps them recognize when the job is a bad fit, saving both time and energy. This self-awareness is critical because it enables us to make informed decisions and advocate for ourselves. True confidence is the key to understanding our needs, setting boundaries, and knowing when to move on from situations that don't serve us, whether it's a job, project, or opportunity. Now, building confident communication is not an overnight journey. It's a skill that requires practice and patience. A LinkedIn article highlights the importance of consistency. Small daily efforts can make a big difference. Start with low stakes settings like sharing your opinions in a small group project, then answering questions in class, then working up to presenting in front of large groups, and this will eventually build you up and set you up for success down the road in your future jobs. And despite what I often think, working up confidence to raise your hand and answer a question in class, even if you say the blatantly wrong thing, is not the end of the world. Each time you speak up, you gain valuable experience. Practice makes perfect, or at least makes you more comfortable in similar situations, and in the future, leading to more opportunities for success. Now, confidence can fade if neglected, just like language skills. So maintain your momentum, engage in active listening, focus on your body language, and keep finding opportunities to speak up. By doing so, you'll not only improve your communication skills, but also position yourself for greater success, one conversation at a time. Now, let's turn it over to Nyrasia to finish.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Hi class, my name is Nyrasia, and I will be talking about building confidence interpersonally. Now I have a little trivia question / fun fact. So in 1919, his editor told him that he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. He was also rejected by 300 bankers. Can you guess who he is?
Sorry, was it Walt Disney?
It is Walt Disney. Give yourself a hand clap. So this quote goes on to talk about adversity and how a kick in the teeth may be good for you. Which also reminds me of a quote that says, you never know what a good day is unless you have a bad one. Okay? Now, I'm pretty sure it wasn't easy for Walt Disney to receive so many rejections. So it's quite evident that it took self-determination. He had faith in himself, he trusted himself, and he built that self-confidence so that he would be so successful. you know, all the theme parks, and all the products, all the different shows and whatnot in his network. Now, as a child, I used to want to be on Disney Channel among other TV networks. And I was like, wow, that looks so easy, it looks so fun. How in the world do people on the TV get these roles? So I would ask all these questions, and I was super curious. And so fast forward, at my old college, my previous supervisor, she came up to me and she said, hey, do you want to be a part of the campaign? I did not know what she was talking about, but I said yes. In my mind, I'm thinking, okay, we're going to be marching around with like signs or something of that nature. But it ended up being a TV commercial. And to my surprise, some people, they came up to me and they said, Nareja, I see you on ESPN. I saw you at the movie theater. So to me, I felt like that was a goal that was met, because although it wasn't a movie role on the big screen, to me, it still felt like, you know, it felt good. It boosted my confidence. Now, when I went off to AmeriCorps, I did 10 months of service. The work for me, it was rewarding. However, it was still kind of boring. And I said, this is not up my alley. So I said, you know what? When I get back to Connecticut, I'm going to New York, and I'm going to audition for on and off Broadway shows. I did not do that because I lacked confidence, and I was so intimidated by the audition process. So I said, you know what? I can't be scared. I still wanted to work on set. So what did I do? I asked people in my network, where can I sign up for casting agencies? You know, do I need an agent to be a background actor? What do I do? So fast forward, I was able to obtain some of these roles you see here on the screen. Although I was in the background, I still feel like the people in the background are just as important as the main actors, even though the pay isn't there. Do you know what I'm saying? So it was Modern Love, Wu-Tang, Life and Beth, Gossip Girl, and here are some of the images of me in the Housatonic Community College commercials, which is where I graduated and got my associate's degree in theater arts. Now, confidence isn't built overnight, as Elizabeth said. And so confidence comes from a mixture of your identity, your message, and your skills. And as Eleanor Roosevelt said, she said, no one can make you feel inferior unless you allow it. Which also makes me think of a quote that my old theater professor, he used to say that the actors are the smartest ones in the room. Therefore, if you make a mistake, you as the audience, if you make a mistake, we as the audience, we would not know. So do things afraid anyway, because confidence is truly not the absence of fear. So sometimes we just have to do things afraid. Like my heart is beating fast right now, but you cannot see that within my shirt, okay? Now, in conclusion, your mission, should you choose to accept it, I encourage you guys to write down 3 positive I statement affirmations. What I want you to do is repeat them daily. This is to encourage yourself. Do that positive self-talk. It is okay to talk to yourself. I do it all the time. Is anybody with me? No? Okay. And then I want you to practice visualization. See where you want to be in about 3 to 5 years, or even shorter. So write down your long-term and your short-term goals. And lastly, what you should also do is take on a challenge. So what does that look like for you? Stepping out of your comfort zone. Is that taking up a new language? Is that taking a dance class? Is that taking gardening? Okay? Is that talking to me? I don't know. But in the end, be kind to yourself. And these are ways that you can build your confidence. Thank you so much for listening.
All right, team 3 can go down, team 4.